Barbara Hale navigated her life with a steady, understated strength that never called for attention, yet left a lasting impression. She entered the world on April 18, 1922, in a small Illinois town, born to Luther Ezra Hale, a landscape gardener, and Wilma McKelvin Hale, a devoted homemaker. Her childhood was spent attending Rockford High School, after which she moved to Chicago to pursue studies at the Chicago Academy of Fine Arts. Initially drawn to a career as a commercial artist, her path unexpectedly shifted when modeling opportunities emerged. Her striking beauty and natural elegance captured the interest of agencies, teaching her to stand with poise before the camera and to convey confidence without effort. Soon, talent scouts from major Hollywood studios noticed her, and she seized the chance to transition from art student to aspiring actress. Her film career officially began in 1943, and over the next decade, she demonstrated remarkable versatility, seamlessly moving between musicals, comedies, dramas, and westerns. She shared the screen with some of the most recognizable stars of the era, holding her own in every genre. In the mid-1940s, she appeared opposite Robert Mitchum in a western, a role that helped cement her status in Hollywood, and she continued to work steadily through the late 1940s. A suspense film released in 1949 further raised her profile, and by the early 1950s, she was appearing alongside top actors, expanding her experience in various storytelling forms. These formative years established her as a dependable performer, capable of imbuing even the smallest screen moments with depth and subtlety. Though film became her primary medium, Hale also embraced radio when opportunities arose. While her radio work was modest compared with performers who transitioned constantly between platforms, it held significant meaning both for her and her audience. In 1947, she appeared in an episode of Voice of the Army, a program designed to share soldiers' experiences and boost morale in the post-World War II era. A few years later, she performed on Lux Radio Theater, a prestigious series that adapted popular films and plays for radio listeners. Additionally, she contributed to programs that explored moral and family themes, demonstrating her ability to communicate complex emotions using only her voice. To audiences at home, her performances offered warmth, sincerity, and a sense of presence that transcended the medium. Barbara's personal life underwent a major change in the mid-1940s during the production of The Western West of the Pacos. It was on that set she met Bill Williams, born Herman August Wilhelm Catt, a man whose background combined athletics, military service, and stage experience. Their connection was immediate, leading to marriage on June 22, 1946. Unlike many Hollywood unions that burned brightly and quickly faded, their marriage endured for decades, providing a solid foundation amid the unpredictable pressures of the entertainment industry. Together, they raised 3 children, making a conscious effort to preserve the privacy of their family life. This deliberate choice to shield their home from public scrutiny reflected the depth of their commitment and the care they took in nurturing their children. Barbara's most enduring public role came in 1957 when she was cast as Della Street, the capable and loyal secretary to defense attorney Perry Mason, portrayed by Raymond Burr. Her interpretation of Della Street went beyond mere ornamentation. The character was intelligent, professional, and resolute. Over the show's original run into the mid-1960s, she appeared in hundreds of episodes, developing a rhythm with Burr that viewers found reassuring and compelling. Fans admired the understated trust and mutual respect shared by the characters, recognizing Della as a central figure whose contributions were essential to the narrative rather than supplementary. She was never a caricature nor a background figure. She was the backbone of the show's structure and a model of professional integrity. Recognition for her work came in 1959, when Hale received a prestigious television award for Outstanding Supporting Actress. The accolade acknowledged not only her talent, but also the significance of a character who challenged cultural perceptions of women on television. Her colleagues frequently remarked on her professionalism. She was always prepared, attentive to her lines, and approached her craft with seriousness and respect. Directors valued her ability to take direction and her understanding that small, considered gestures could carry profound emotional resonance. Her off-screen relationship with Raymond Burr evolved into a deep friendship, and decades later, they returned to their iconic roles in television movies throughout the 1980s and 1990s, preserving the chemistry and continuity built over years of collaboration. Public curiosity often speculated about the nature of her connection with Burr, as is common with prominent figures. Those who worked alongside them, however, witnessed a simpler truth: two colleagues who shared mutual respect and a long-lasting friendship. In later years, Hale openly described Burr's significance in her life, portraying him as protector, confidant, and a loyal friend who carried the weight of the show while ensuring everyone around him felt acknowledged and supported. She recounted how he anticipated the needs of cast and crew, offered quiet words of encouragement, and extended small gestures of kindness that transformed difficult days into manageable ones. When addressing persistent tabloid rumors, Hale calmly reminded audiences that public figures lead private lives, and that speculation never diminished the genuine decency she consistently observed. According to her, Burr treated every individual, from leading actors to crew members, with fundamental respect, a quality made all the more remarkable under the pressures of long working hours. The passing of Raymond Burr in the early 1990s left a profound mark on Hale. She spoke of grief as a disruption to a long-established pattern, an emptiness where a cherished companion had once stood. Their decade-spanning bond left her with memories suffused with warmth and tenderness, and she reflected on Burr's quiet acts of kindness and steadfast companionship as defining elements of both work and friendship. Beyond her professional partnership with Burr, Hale's life centered on family and everyday joys. Her marriage to Bill Williams endured until his death, and she took pride in the home they nurtured. She balanced the demands of acting with the needs of her children, creating a household characterized by stability and comfort. Her son later achieved success in television and film, continuing the family legacy in entertainment, and she welcomed opportunities to collaborate professionally with her loved ones when circumstances allowed. For Hale, personal and professional life were intertwined yet distinct, each given careful attention and care. In her later years, she faced health challenges, including a chronic lung condition that limited her mobility and activity. Barbara Hale passed away on January 26, 2017, at her home in Sherman Oaks, California, at the age of 94. The cause of death was listed as complications from a progressive respiratory illness. Her passing elicited widespread mourning from fans and colleagues, honoring not only the actress, but the dignified, heartful person who brought depth to a role that left a lasting impression on multiple generations. As the last surviving member of the original Perry Mason cast, her death symbolized the end of an era for viewers who had grown up watching the series. Tributes highlighted her professionalism, warmth, and calm presence, as well as her ability to bring authenticity and subtlety to every moment on screen. Hale's approach to acting was never flashy. Viewers were captivated by her ability to imbue small gestures, a look, a pause, or a quiet reply, with significance. Directors praised her dependability and capacity to follow direction while knowing when to allow fellow actors their moments. This humility became a defining element of her artistry. In an industry often celebrating bold moves and rapid fame, Hale built a career on consistent, precise, and thoughtful work. Della Street resonated because she embodied competence, dedication, and integrity, qualities mirrored by Hale herself off-screen. Today, younger audiences recognize how exceptional it was for a woman to be portrayed as a professional in her own right, rather than merely in relation to male characters. Her depiction of Della Street subtly transformed expectations of female television characters, showcasing skill and authority as strengths. The Emmy she received in 1959 publicly confirmed what colleagues had long known. Her craft wielded quiet power. She accepted the award without ceremony, finding greater satisfaction in acknowledgement of her work than in the trophy itself. Her radio performances also marked a significant moment in entertainment history, delivering warmth, clarity, and moral guidance to listeners across American homes. Her voice reinforced the integrity and steadiness she embodied on screen, creating a consistent sense of trustworthiness for audiences. Hale's marriage to Bill Williams demonstrated that a family could thrive in Hollywood without scandal. Raising 3 children, the couple maintained a life anchored by daily routines, shared meals, and family holidays, shielding their children from the harsher glare of public attention. Those who knew her personally recalled her dedication to family, as well as her careful balancing of professional and domestic responsibilities. Later television movies offered a second act for Hale as Della Street, returning to the character in the 1980s and 1990s. Alongside Burr, she re-established the familiar rhythm that had endeared the original series to audiences. While television had evolved, the core human qualities at the center of their performances, loyalty, intelligence, and duty, remained timeless. Colleagues remembered her quiet, genuine laughter, her ability to diffuse tension with a smile or small joke, and her mentorship of younger actors, demonstrating through example the values of punctuality, diligence, and respect. Barbara Hale's final years were marked by health limitations, yet she remained surrounded by family and friends, upholding the dignity that had characterized her life. Her death at 94 prompted tributes that emphasized her warmth, professionalism, and enduring influence on television. Her defense of Raymond Burr in later interviews reflected not only loyalty, but also her belief in fairness, underscoring the idea that on-screen personas reveal only part of a person's character, and that private decency deserves equal recognition. Looking back, Barbara Hale's life exemplifies the profound impact of deliberate, steady choices. Through her craft, she safeguarded her family, treated colleagues with respect, and spoke openly about those she valued. Her legacy remains embedded in television history as evidence that influence need not be loud to be meaningful. Della Street endures as a benchmark for audiences seeking depictions of women defined by competence and intelligence. And Hale's impact survives in the details: the professionalism of a secretary, the loyalty of a companion, and the careful balance she maintained between public achievement and private life. Barbara Hale's story is one of understated moral and professional strength, a model of grace, consistency, and reliability whose legacy continues to resonate in every honest portrayal she left behind.